Productions.
What's up, guys? It's Brennan from EQ Productions. I haven't talked to you in a while. I just wanted to touch base with you and kind of discuss a few things that's been going on over the last few weeks. Been working real hard trying to get a lot of these tours that we're working on. We got Cat Williams, Mike Epps, got those guys going on tour all over the country. So kind of getting our marketing together over at North American Entertainment. And something I've been working on there actually that's kind of gotten me into the mood of doing this video, kind of give you guys some tidbits. So what happens is every time we have a show at one of these locations, whether it's Miami and Grand Rapids, it doesn't really matter. What we do is we're really diligent about collecting email addresses. Now, what happens is a lot of people that come into the venue, one way or another, we get their email address, and that email address goes into a segmented email list that goes into our database. So we start building these databases of these lists, and we keep them very segmented. So we know that when we go to, say, Florida, or we go to Michigan, or we go to New York or New Jersey, we already have an entire list of people that we could reach out to. And that does two things. One, it lowers our costs of reaching out to our existing client base, which means that we no longer have to advertise, spending a lot of money testing, spending a lot of time trying to figure out who our customer is. This is a much simpler effort where we actually have these customers already in the database. So the job's done. Once we do it once, we no longer have to do it again. Now, my job as a new media specialist over at North American Entertainment Group is to basically put butts in seats. Now, having these lists already there for me makes my life so much easier. Now, you don't necessarily have to use these lists to email these people directly. I mean, you don't even have to send a single email if you don't want to. The beautiful thing about these email lists is that when you export them, you could import them into Facebook. A lot of people that are on these lists don't have a million email addresses, which means that whenever the list gets populated, usually I would say conservatively 7 out of 10 times we're going to get that person's main email address, which is really, really relevant. If you think about it, having somebody's email address means that not only are you getting to them through their email client, but you're also getting to them through Facebook, because a lot of these people are using the same email to log into their Facebook account. So now when you upload it into Facebook, what happens is Facebook goes and starts doing its own research and starting to find these people's profiles. My job, again, just got so much easier from this point forward because, again, I don't have to sit there and figure out this clever copy or using these videos or carousel ads to attract people's attention. They might not know our brand, but they know if an email comes in with some type of comedy tour, they're pretty sure that they're gonna, open the email and see something from an event that they once visited, or, a comedian that they like. It's very, very relevant stuff. Now, I end up having Facebook populate, these custom audiences as I'm building them. Facebook, is finding these relevant email addresses, and they're circumventing those that aren't working, obviously, and they're creating custom audiences of people that I know for a fact have already been to one of our events. Now, if I want to contact these people, I could do it through Facebook ads, or I could do it through email. The reason I like to use these custom audiences made with these email addresses is because once I have the custom audience built, and once I have these people's email address imported into the database, now Facebook is chasing these people around the internet, which means that I no longer have to worry about sending them one email and having it go into spam, or having them put me into spam, which will damage my email health, which will damage my email list, which will, basically end up being a little bit counterproductive, where these people were left alone and, not bothered. Now I'm bothering them through email, and I'm, hurting myself in the process while I'm not meeting my goals. With Facebook ads, the beautiful thing about using email lists to make custom audiences in Facebook ads is basically the ad is now chasing these people all over the internet. So now the ads are showing on the timelines, on the sidebars, they're showing on Instagram, they're showing in articles, And these people are organically seeing these ads planted somewhere in their timeline, and they're basically allowing me to reach out to the same audience that I knew have visited my events in the past and have made some type of, a connection and showed interest. We ended up spending somewhere around $260 on my last campaign I did. I probably, and again, conservatively speaking, I probably returned about $10,000 to $12,000 worth of tickets sold. That means a very small, investment yields a really big ROI and allows me to actually, see the potential of these custom audiences, and see how well they're working for me without me having to do a heck of a lot of, testing, A and B testing, and writing different copy, or, writing different titles, trying different videos or content. It's just, as long as I keep my video, or as long as I keep my ads very relevant, and as long as I keep, my campaigns very succinct, and, allow my audience to see them, whether you use the Facebook or however they use it, whether it's on mobile, whether it's on desktop, I'm giving them content that's basically right then and there without having to worry too much about, how am I going to track these people down, or whether or not they're going to convert or not. As long as I have very, very relevant content, I'm going to get sales. It's just, it's like if you show a bottle of water to a thirsty man at the right time, he will buy your bottle of water. So again, make sure that you have a relevant list built, of very segmented, customers or visitors, however you want to call them. Make sure that your message is very relevant to your event or whatever it is, your product, whatever it is you're doing. And make sure that your list is healthy. Make sure that the message and your ad is really relevant, and put some money behind it, and get it running, and don't touch it for a couple days. Let it do its thing. Facebook has to figure everything out. But you'll start to see a lot of these conversions happening almost right in front of your eyes. Like I said, we spent $260 and I got between $10,000 to $12,000 on return, and that's just one campaign. Very kind of late in the game. The event was coming up, so something for you to think about. Custom audiences work a heck of a lot better than just targeting cold traffic with interest. So something that I have figured out over the past couple of weeks, and it's been working great. All right, guys, thanks.